Here we have the chairman of the Federal Reserve, the central bank of the US, talking about future monetary policy. And he doesn't come right out and say that there is money printing. Instead, he uses all these weaselly language, this jargon, uh, keeping it purposely vague about what his real intention is and where the monetary policy is going to be in the future. The only thing that you can conclude from what he says is that he's preparing the market that money printing is coming. But they never really come out and say, hey, we're going to start printing money soon. So instead, they use this purposely vague language. I'm going to play a little bit of the video here, and then I'm going to explain why what he says, it actually means that in effect, there will be money printing coming soon.
Our long-stated plan is to stop balance sheet runoff when reserves are somewhat above the level we judge consistent with ample reserves conditions. We may approach that point in coming months, and we are closely monitoring a wide range of indicators to inform this decision. Some signs have begun to emerge that liquidity conditions are gradually tightening, including a general firming of repo rates, along with more noticeable but temporary pressures on selected dates.
Okay, I have to stop this nonsense here. You get the point. They have this Fed speak that is just purposely vague. But what is he actually saying? Well, as I said before, they're never going to come out and say we're going to start printing soon. But they use euphemisms, right? Like, for example, quantitative easing. Every time you hear quantitative easing, that's money printing. Quantitative easing means money printing. That's it. That's what it means. The term, they came up with this term just not long ago, maybe 10, 20 years ago. They came up with this term because you can't just come out and say, hey, we're going to start printing money. I mean, a normal person would hear that and would say, what the hell, can you even do that? What are the repercussions of that? Why, if there are no repercussions, why don't we do it all the time? Let's just print trillions of dollars and then make everyone a billionaire, right? Give everyone $1 billion. Obviously, that wouldn't work. Anyone who hears that knows that that would lead to inflation, because now you have a lot of cash chasing the same amount of goods and services, so price of everything would soar. I mean, that's literally what inflation is. It's money printing. So instead of just saying that there will be money printing, they say that there will be quantitative easing. So there was massive quantitative easing during 2008, meaning money printing, and then there was even more money printing during COVID. And even in between those two periods, there were always money printing. So obviously this would lead to inflation. Now, when it did eventually lead to inflation, the Federal Reserve, same guy that you just saw, Jerome Powell, they knew that they printed too much money. So they said, now instead of quantitative easing, we're going to do quantitative tightening, which means reversing the money printing, right? You take money out of the circulation. And of course, if money printing leads to inflation, then taking money out of the circulation would lead prices to stabilize. So that's what they did. They started, this is what they mean when they say shrinking the balance sheet. It means they printed $8 trillion, and that's literally how much the central bank printed, $8 or $9 trillion over the years. And then when inflation hit around 2022, 2021 and 2022, they decided that we're going to reverse that, meaning we printed $9 trillion, now we're going to take that money out of the circulation, so hopefully that would keep prices from exploding even higher. So they were doing that, and they only managed to take that money, maybe about 2 trillion out of the circulation, 2 or 3 trillion. So they couldn't get it all the way down to zero, which is what you're supposed to do. If you print $9 trillion, at some point, I mean, it's better not to do it, but if you do it, at some point, you have to take that 9 trillion out of the circulation, Otherwise, you're going to have massive inflation. Now, they only managed to take out about 3 trillion out of the circulation, and now you just heard that they're going to stop doing that, meaning they're not going to take more cash out of the circulation. All this mumbo jumbo that he was saying, this was the point of it, that we printed so much money, we took some of it out of circulation, we're going to stop doing that now. We're going to stop shrinking our balance sheet, which means we're going to stop taking money out of circulation. And what is the next step? So now, once you gave up on taking money out of circulation, those money that you printed in the past, once you give up on this, what's the next step? Next step is going to be money printing again. Every time there will be a crisis, and every time they print money, and every time they do it in a bigger way. The COVID printing was much higher than 2008 crash printing. And the next one is going to be much higher than the COVID printing. This is just how it is. Without that, the so-called problem will not be fixed. If you just print as much as you did last time, that will do nothing. So if you're going to decide that we're going to print again, this time would have to be higher. So basically, of course, he's not going to come out and say those in so many words. He has to kind of coat it with all this BS. But what he actually meant is this, that we printed a lot of money in the past. We tried to take it out of circulation. We're going to give up now. And the next step will be, although he didn't say this in so many words, but that's the conclusion from what he said, the next step will be money printing. The question is not if, but when. The money printing is coming. It's just a question of when.